Yo, it's Wednesday afternoon,
It is.
and this podcast was supposed to be recorded on Monday. But some people who are responsible for helping me in this during this podcast were busy on Monday,
They were.
and then they were busy on Tuesday as well.
Mm.
So the podcast got a bit delayed.
True.
Yeah,
Dumbasses.
yeah. So here we are. It's Wednesday afternoon. Post Diwali, if you guys are watching it, happy Diwali to you. Happy belated Diwali. I hope everyone had a good one. I, for one, had a sick Diwali. Easily the best time of the year this year.
True.
After the shit show that 2020 has been, this Diwali was just it was like slightly like old times. It was kind of normal. We went out, people were out for drinks, people were meeting their families, you know, the whole festive vibes were going on, and it was just a good time.
Yep.
We went out for a party on Friday night,
Right.
and we saw so many people that we hadn't seen in so many days. Everyone had come out to have a good time. Everyone was dressed up all nice,
Hugging and stuff.
hugging, shaking hands. Kind of unsafe, but it's fine. It's Diwali.
It is Diwali.
People were bursting crackers, not as much, which was nice to see. It was, everyone's been so, against crackers. I like a little crackers, not too much, just a bit. I like the fancy ones that go up, and yeah, and I don't burst them myself because I don't want to spend that kind of money and just like set it on fire. But I like standing in my window and looking at other people do it, and that's what I did. Felt no guilt whatsoever. And this whole thing about people telling people not to burst crackers, if you want people to not burst crackers, don't talk about it, bro. Like, if you keep going on and on, like, I wanted to burst crackers because people were so anal about it. And yeah, so everyone should just be happy that people weren't, like, if you were here 3 years ago and you would have seen how people went ham on crackers, like, that shit would go on for days. And you can't hear your own thoughts at this point. So, yeah, but this year it was just, at least in our area, there wasn't much.
Yeah, society was filled. So the thing is,
Wasn't filled. There were two people bursting crackers, two group of kids.
I came home later at night, and the whole area was covered with like trash. But then it's fine because they're kids. No, I think kids should be exempt from this rule because if they get it out of their system now, they won't.
Yeah, we used to burst crackers when we were younger, and at the time no one thinks about. And I mean, in school they tell us about pollution and everything, but no one thought about it. Everyone was like, "Oh, this thing makes noise, gives light." Yes, I like it. But dude, if you compare it to previous years, there were literally two groups of people downstairs. Before, it would be everyone. Like, there would be no one who wouldn't burst crackers. So, and I didn't even see those many shops, like stalls, firecracker stalls. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
only saw one.
yeah, so good going, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was for Diwali. We went for this party, met a lot of people. It was fun. On Saturday night?
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday night. Oh, we went out on Thursday night. I
Yes.
went out on Friday night. For
And Saturday night.
Saturday night was our party. So this year, I was like, you know what? I want to throw my own Diwali party because I see everyone else having these Diwali parties. And the thing is, we moved here in 2004 from Iran. I was 6 years old, Ali was 4 years old. So we never really got to spend a lot of time with our families and relatives and cousins. And every year here, during every festival, we see people getting together with their families and calling people over, going to their cousin's house. And like, I always felt kind of left out. And I obviously want to spend time with my cousin, but it's kind of difficult considering we live in different countries. I don't know if you've ever felt like that. But yeah, so this year I was like, you know what, I don't want to feel like that anymore. I know I can't be around family, but like the closest friends that I have here, like they're the closest thing I have to family, right? So I just called all of them over. Shout out to everyone who came that night. It was a really fun night. We drank, I made pizzas, Ali helped me, and Anish helped me. If you guys have seen, I think most of you have seen him in the vlogs. And yeah, it was just such a good time. There was that family vibe, you know. And yeah, we played Uno, we gambled a little,
Talked about politics.
we talked, yeah. I kind of wish, actually, no, like the people that we know, you can talk to them about politics without wanting to go at their throat. So it was just a.
Dude, what's with you going down throats?
Not good.
This is the second time you always said going down.
That's my phrase or term for getting angry at someone, going at each other's throat. Anyway, yeah, we did a bunch of cool stuff. What else did we do? We did a bit of improv. So we had these mustaches, and I posted pictures of them on Instagram. If you haven't seen them, they're really funny. Go see them. And we put on these mustaches, and we got into characters, and we did this whole show, kind of. And everyone was drunk and high, so like everyone really had a good time. People were laughing. And it was just a really good night. And then we were just sitting down, chilling at 2:30. Let me tell people about what happened. Let me see what they think.
Spill it.
So around 2:30, I get a call. It's from someone that I used to be involved with romantically, romantic styles.
Body parts, touching.
Yeah, and I get a call, and then I'm like, okay. Then I didn't pick up, but then I called them back. I was like, it's 2:30, maybe they're in trouble or something. Yeah, if someone calls you that late at night, you pick up.
Like, especially in X, there's only two ways that conversation is going to
Yeah. So I picked up. I called. I was like, "What's up?" And she's all like, "Oh, do you have any cigarettes on you?" And okay, anyone who knows me knows that I don't smoke cigarettes. My friends also don't smoke cigarettes, but I kind of see because they do sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to be a douche and be like, "Oh, you obviously know you don't smoke." Some of my friends do sometimes, so I can see why. Yeah, so I was like, no, unfortunately, I don't, and none of my friends do. And then she was like, okay, do you know where I can get them? I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning, and there's a pandemic, so I don't know. And then, yeah, she was like, oh, what are you doing? I'm in the area. I thought I'll ask you for smokes, and I thought if you could tell me where. I don't remember much of it. I was kind of faded at that point. And I was like, no, I'm with my friends, so I'm not going to get out now. I'm pretty sure that was a booty call, right? It had to be.
How long did the conversation go on for?
A minute and a half, 2 minutes.
And how much of it was it talking about cigarettes? Like, how many times did she repeat herself?
She obviously, I think she was drinking as well. It was Diwali night, everyone's drinking. So yeah, I want to think that it was a booty call. Nothing wrong with booty calls, by the way. I was just with my friends, and I'm kind of done with like hooking up with people that I've hooked up with before, because it's all fun and games, like nothing wrong with it. But then the next day you're just like, I could have like not done that, you know. I don't like that sense of guilt or regret that comes the next day. The post-nut clarity, post-nut syndrome, I don't like it. So I didn't. I just wanted to see what people think about it. Like, if you guys tell me if this was a booty call or no. Yeah, yeah. And this is something that guys do, okay? I don't want to, like, guys do jump to conclusions. Like, a girl follows you, likes a picture, you're like, oh, she wants to bang me. She probably just likes your Instagram, or maybe she does want to bang you, but don't jump to conclusions. Like, if you have a conversation with her and you see, and what the thing with that is, it's a bit tricky because there are some girls who are like really nice to you, or really kind, and you get a sense that they may be interested, but then when you try to make a move, they're like, oh, what? Oh, I thought, wait, what? What do you think? What do you think is going on? I don't know. I've had some bad memories. But that's besides the point. Yeah, I'm single right now, and she's single as well, I think. If she's not, then that was just
Weird.
weird. Yeah. So nothing wrong with making a booty call. I've done that, and I just didn't want to, you know. I was with my friends. I was having a good time.
We were talking the other day, and you were like, you're kind of done with that. You don't wanna. You wanna get into something more sturdy. You wanna settle down.
I kind of want to be in something that means something like a bit more serious, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, at this point, do I have the capacity and do I have the.
Time.
But I just feel like if you meet the right person, you make time and you put in the effort and you try to balance everything out. Especially if you've been in relationships before and you have a good understanding of how relationships work, you don't have to go balls deep into the relationship,
But it's like, see, with Pune, the problem is everyone.
Yeah, everyone knows
else.
everyone. It's like Tree Hill. Pune is kind of like Tree Hill. But yeah, that's one of the things. Like the pool is, I don't want to say the dating pool is small. It's just that
Exclusive.
it's very intertwined with each other. Like your friends have probably had a scene with someone, and then they have had a scene with one of your friends, and it's a bit weird. And yeah, dude, the pool is kind of limited because, uh, like the kind of people we're around or the kind of people you see at High Spirits or Elephant or wherever, like, there are these exclusive spots that all these people get together and it's just the same crowd every time.
Yeah.
So it's very, it's like these people are on rotation, like this one dates this one, then that one dates this one, and it's just everything is so, like, yeah, and like there's so much drama that comes with it. I personally enjoy a bit of drama. I don't want to be like, oh, fuck the drama. No, I do like a bit of drama. But my point of how did we get here? Dating. Dating, right? So right now, I don't know anyone that I would be interested in wanting to pursue something.
Have a family with. Get settled down, married.
Yeah, I mean, that's at one point you have to think. I mean, we're pretty young, we're 22 years old. But if you think about it this way, you're 22 now, you get into this relationship, if it's a good relationship, it'll last like 4 to 5 years. And then after that, you're like, okay, maybe I want to have a family with this person or just, So you need to be with them for a while before doing that. And before you know it, you're like 27, 28, you're trying to, it's time to kind of settle down. I mean, for me, that's the age that I'm looking at. 30, 32 max. I don't want to like have a kid at 40 and then be 60 when the kid just turns 20 and be retired and like old.
Yeah, it's weird. That's a weird age to have children. 40.
There's nothing wrong with it. If
for me,
life expectancy right now is pretty high, so you can have kids late.
True.
But then I think it would be better to have a kid by 30 than they turn 20 and you're 50, still like full of energy, still feeling good about yourself. And then, yeah, that's what I'm looking for myself. So right now would be a good time to meet someone and, have a long-term relationship with, maybe a live-in relationship. But the thing is, over here, people usually aren't together for that long before they get married. If it's
people around us or
most people in India, if it's an arranged marriage. Yep. And an arranged marriage isn't like what it used to be before, like where you just
you trade. It's like
what? No. Before it was like you meet them the night of the wedding.
Yeah.
Now it's not like that anymore. Like you have a bunch of options. Your family just your family just wings you. Like your family is the wingman, right? They find people who they think would be suitable for you, and then you go meet them. You spend time with them, and it's this whole process. It's actually makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And they say arranged marriages last longer than love marriages.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up that stat.
Yeah, there must be a stat for that. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know how we got here.
We're talking about marriage and age and you wanting to get settled at like 27. That's what
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, it's a bit like it depends on you. If you want to have a long-term relationship with someone before you settle down with them, or you want to go the traditional route and just get to know someone, know them for a few months. Now, my argument for preferring to do the whole long-term relationship thing before getting married is that in those 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you get to know pretty much everything about that person, and you can then decide if you're willing to spend the rest of your life. Like, you see all the flaws, you see them at their best, you see them at their worst, and after a while, you can't pretend to be something that you're not.
Yeah.
Even in conversations, dude. That's why I love podcasts, because when you get a guest on, maybe they can pretend for 30 minutes max, 40 minutes. After that, you forget that you're supposed to pretend, and your natural self and everything. You can see the person for who they are.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with interviews, right? You see this celebrity interviews. They go on like Jimmy Fallon. It's 5 minutes long. They sell whatever they have to sell. But you see them going on Joe Rogan, and they start talking about their failed relationships and their mental health. That's what I love about
Podcasting.
podcasts and long form conversations. Yeah, so that's my thing for being in a long term relationship, where you get to know the person fully and then you can decide. So that's what I would rather do. Maybe live with the person for a while, because that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life, right? It's better to get a taste of what's coming before you get into it.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens in marriages. Like, you feel like you want to be with this person, and then 2 years in, 3 years in, you're like, okay, this person.
This is sociopath.
Not even that. Maybe they're not for you. Like, they're not who you thought they were, based on those 2 months that you were with them.
True.
Anyway, I'm sitting here in this hot as fuck studio in my shorts, and I'm giving marriage advice at 22. Right?
But see, the first part of that is getting to know someone,
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
at least in Pune, it's so difficult to find your match for that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and right now, with the pandemic, with you having limited access to people, like, you can't go to a bar and just start having a conversation with this person that you've never met before, because people are, a bit restricted. They want
That, and it's not
their
allowed.
space.
You're not
Yeah,
allowed to get out.
you're only allowed to be on your table.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And then there are dating apps. There's Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. A lot of people have been getting on dating apps. A lot of people that I know who swore that they would never be on a dating app and like looked at it as like icky are on dating apps now, because that's how you meet people now. It's a very good way of, getting to know more people that you didn't know existed before.
Yep.
So yeah, my problem with dating apps is what?
Something wrong.
The fuck? Is it recording still? Yeah.
Yeah, go.
It is. Okay.
Your thing.
My problem with dating apps is, and this is just solely for me, a lot of people have been on dating apps and they have met people and they enjoy it. For me, it's like you go on the app, you find your 3 best pictures, you're looking your best. Most of them are heavily edited, and you're putting these pictures of yourself that aren't even realistic. And then you put this 3-line bio or 2-line bio. Most people just nick it off Google. They look up top 25 top 25 best Tinder bios. Put that as their bio.
Right.
It's not even original. Or you have food in your bio for some reason. Over here, I don't know if you guys have seen that. Those of you who are on dating apps, back me up on this. A lot of people put food in their bio. Or they're like, oh, I'm a slut for pizza. I just want pizza. There is a better app for you. It's called Zomato, right? Get on that if you want food. Tinder is for dick
And
and whatever you're into. Tinder is for dick and puss. Okay.
it's a big.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Grinder. Grinder is for dick. Tinder is for
Ass.
Tinder is yeah. Yeah. So that's what it is. A lot of people have food. I don't know. I just think that it's because Indians love food and it's such a big part of the culture.
Yeah.
Everything here revolves around food. So that's why I think people have food in their bios. Yeah. And then you start having a conversation with someone, you match with them, you're like, oh, this person is attractive, they find me attractive, cool. I'm going to slide in. You either send a pickup line or you send hi if you're normal. And then they come back at, I don't know, saying hi, what's up? Or they say something about your bio. And then you look at that, you think about it for 3 hours. I don't think Tinder has seen on it. So you can open the messages and read it and reply whenever you want. I may be wrong. And then you take 3 hours, come up with this best possible response, ask 8 of your friends, they all give you some input, you combine it and you put this magical response. And then they read that and then they do the exact same thing. They look at that, come up with this other magical response. And then I'm just like, dude, conversations don't work like that. Like, if I'm sitting in front of you and I say something, you don't have 3 hours to think about what I said and then reply. You could, but it would just be a weird conversation. So it's very riddly. I don't know if that's a word, but like every text you sent is a riddle that they have to, like, it's like a code. You have to break it down and then come up with the best possible. It's just, I'm like, dude, that's not what I want to do. I want to sit down and have a conversation. I'm like, okay, if we vibe, cool. I want to meet you again. I want to have more conversations with you, or I want to do this with you, do that with you. Well, on that, it's just like, and then you end up meeting them and it's all awkward and they're like, oh, like, it's just not for me. This whole thing. That's why I haven't been on any dating apps. I should probably maybe it's changed now. The time I was in was weird and I didn't have a good experience meeting people that I met on dating apps. Maybe it's changed now because of the pandemic and there's more people on it. Maybe it's more natural now. So yeah, maybe I should do a video in which I make my profile and see what happens.
Yeah, you should make it how most other profiles are.
Yeah, make a generic
Yeah.
dating app profile and see how. Could be a good experiment. The other thing about dating apps over here, at least, is when I was on it, two or three of my other friends were on it as well. And then we spent a week on the app, and then we met, and we were like, oh, so this is who I matched with, blah, blah, blah. We all had the same matches. Literally, all of us had matched with the same people. So that was just a bit weird. And then we went out for this music festival, and then we saw a few of those people over there.
Right.
And they saw us, and like everyone knew what was going on. It was just this awkward situation because they're not going to come and talk to us, because if you talk to one of us, the others are just like, we matched and we had a conversation. So yeah, that just brings it back to the dating pool in Pune being so small. There's just the same people over and over again. And I wonder why that is, because Pune is not a small city, bro. It's huge. So many people. It's a metro city. And then it's just the same people again and again. I think it has a lot to do with the circles that we have.
Mm-hmm. There's 31 lakh people in Pune.
That's a lot of people.
And I think if you were to make a circle of the exclusive...
The elites.
It'd be like
elite boys and girls of Pune.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's about the circles that we have. The people who go to high, the Soul Ounce circle, the KP circle, the people who are popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people who are in that circle don't want to date outside that circle, It's like this kind of weird, modern, tribal situation going on. And it has a lot to do with class, I think, because based on where you go, what restaurants you eat at, kind of people, the school you went to, that's a big one. Uh,
Dude, I think it's so weird that people stick to their school group for so long.
yeah.
They'll be in college, but they'll still be hanging out with the same people.
I mean, if you have made good friends in school, then why not? That's the best thing,
Dude,
right?
but it's fine if you give other people a chance and then you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
like,
that's one thing in Pune that bugs me. It's that people are so caught up in their circles. They don't want to meet new people. And this is not everyone, okay? But I'm not generalizing. This is what I've seen. A lot of people don't want to get out of that circle, don't want to involve other people in their circles because they have that comfort. And that the thing with Pune is it's just such a comfortable city. Everything is close to you. Everything is so perfect about Pune, right? That people are just too comfortable in their own skin. They don't want to, not in their own skin. You should be comfortable in your. They're so comfortable in their own circle. They don't want to go out. And that's one thing that bothers me. But hey, what are you gonna do?
The thing with comfort is it's comfortable, but it's not adventurous. And sometimes you want that adventure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to go talk to
Yeah.
someone new who you've never talked to before, just because you're so bored
Yeah.
of your own people. Not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong.
I mean, no one's stopping you from doing that at the end of the day. You know?
Exactly, but I'm saying that a lot of people are scared.
Yeah, true. They're just too comfortable with what they are. Anyway, the bottom line is the dating pool in Pune is kind of incestuous, except no one's brother and sister. So this person that I know, this person that I was involved with at one point, had this very interesting theory that if you form a chain or a circle of the people who have been involved with other people in Pune, everyone that you know will be somehow a part of it. So like you've hooked up with this one girl, and so you two are in the circle, and then everyone who's ever hooked up with you are a part of the circle because of you, and everyone who's hooked up with that girl is a part of the circle because of you, because of her. And like that, everyone that we know is somehow a part of the
Right. So
circle.
like, if the person I've hooked up with, they've hooked up with some, let's say, person
Yeah.
X, and you have hooked up with them, we're in the same circle.
Yeah, yeah, we're all in the same circle. And if you guys want to try it out for yourself, think about everyone who you've hooked up with and they've hooked up with, or your friends, whoever they've hooked up with. I've said hooked up with so many times now. And see if you guys are a part of the circle. It's an interesting experiment.
So, there's this website called Ancestry,
Yeah,
where, they do tests, and then they have this website which forms your family tree.
Yeah,
Lists
yeah,
your ancestors, cousins.
yeah,
So maybe you're like Obama's 60th
Yeah.
cousin. We could do something like
yeah. There's this website called Who Dated Who,
that.
or Who Dated Whom. I don't know. I don't know the grammar. It's for celebrities. You look up a celebrity and you see their dating history. It's kind of cool. Yeah. So if we did that, something like that for Pune, everyone would be on it. Everyone would be somehow related to someone else. Yeah. I think we'll end the podcast here. We've talked quite a bit about dating. I think that was the main theme of this podcast. Unintentionally, it just went there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was that for this episode. The kids are playing downstairs. It's kind of noisy. I can't hear my own thoughts. We'll be posting more of these solo ones with Ali. And I have a lot of guests coming on soon. So we'll do that as well. Follow me on Instagram. All my socials are in the description. Like the video and subscribe. The audio versions go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you guys don't like looking at our faces, you can just go listen to them. And yeah, until next time, peace.
Follow me on Instagram too. Join the circle. Peace.